Recording in progress.
नमस्कार, मैं डॉक्टर सपना बंसल आप सभी का स्वागत करती हूँ आपके अपने कार्यक्रम एक पहल जिंदगी के नाम. A very good morning to one and all present over here. Today it's a proud privilege to be associated with National Victor Public School. So today with us, Dr. Smita Tandon from America with us. I really heartily welcome her. So without any late, we would like to start with the prayer. Pradeep Kumar ji, over to you, sir.
सभी सभासद गणों को सुप्रभातम. प्रेयर के लिए सभी तैयार हो जाएंगे. आंखें बंद कीजिए. स्वस्ति न इंद्रो वृद्धस्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्ताक्षो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु. ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्. हे ईश सब सुखी हो कोई न हो दुखारी सब हो निरोग भगवन धन धान्य के भंडारी. सब भद्र भाव देखें सने मार्ग के पथिक हों दुखियान कोई होवे सृष्टि में प्राणधारी. हे ईश सब सुखी हो कोई न हो दुखारी सब हो निरोग भगवन धन धान्य के भंडारी. ओम इति.
ओम. बहुत सुंदर प्रार्थना. प्रदीप जी हमारे नेशनल विक्टर स्कूल में संस्कृत के अध्यापक भी हैं और बहुत ही शुद्ध भाषा में आपने उच्चारण किया मंत्रों का. परमपिता परमेश्वर का आशीर्वाद और अनुकंप कृपा हमें मिली. आपको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. अब मैं आमंत्रित करना चाहूंगी कृतिका अग्रवाल जी को कि डॉक्टर स्मिता टंडन जी को हम आमंत्रित करें, उनको सुने. उससे पहले उनके बारे में एक परिचय दिया जाए. कृतिका अग्रवाल जी.
Thank you, Sapna ma'am. A warm good morning to one and all present here. On the behalf of National Victor Public School, it gives me immense pleasure in welcoming such a well-renowned doctor, Dr. Smita Tandon. Thank you, ma'am, for being with us today. It also gives me immense pleasure in welcoming our respected director, ma'am, Miss Nidhi Panchal, our respected manager, sir, Mr. Sanjay Kumar, and our dear principal, ma'am, Reena Mishra. Today, we have parents and all my colleagues, and it gives me a great pleasure in seeing all you together because the topic of today is really important, the COVID-19 and its impact on children. Moving forward, I would like to tell everyone about Dr. Smita Tandon. She has received her MD degree from Grant Medical College and did her internship and residency at USC Medical Center. She is board certified by the American Board of Pediatrics. Her stated philosophy of care is the vision of our office is for optimal health care that will last a lifetime for every child and adolescent we see. We will realize this vision by providing the highest quality health care, preventive services, and education available. We will provide care in a clean, professional environment. We recognize that childhood experiences are important, We will not only act as role models for the patients in our practice, but we will endeavor to provide all care in a warm, supportive, upbeat, and enjoyable manner. We also recognize that parents are our senior partners in accomplishing the above objectives. We will do everything possible to maintain parental satisfaction with our policies, procedures, and attitude. Above all, we realize and take pride in knowing what we do is important. So, indeed, her vision is really, really impactful. And of course, in the above coming times, we see that her vision, which she see, is really important because we, the teachers, are always surrounded by children. Hence, the topic of today holds an utmost importance. Now, I would like to hand over the platform to the speaker of today, which is Dr. Smita Tandon.
Thank you so much for those kind words. And it's such a great pleasure that I'm seeing educators and children together. It is wonderful because I think you are the leaders in getting information out there and keeping our youth and our children well informed and hopefully to become fantastic adults. I really appreciate all you teachers. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Smita Tandon. No doubt it's a proud privilege to be associated with you. You are a wonderful doctor. So, I mean, if anyone having a question, you can raise your hand so that one by one, she is ready to give the answer. Yes. Okay, Dr. Bida. Okay, Sheetal Verma ji. Yes, you can ask your question. Unmute yourself.
A very good morning to one and all present here. Ma'am, I would like to ask that since we are going through this pandemic, there is a lot of stress both on adults and children. Can you tell us ways in which we can support our children and how to take care of their mental health?
That's a fantastic question, and it is something that we have been struggling with here as well. I think one of the things we have to do is keep our children busy at home. So, you know, being home and restricted to a small area is not something new. A lot of us face that as we go through life, and to teach them positive things to do. I mean, not to look at the negative side of it and say, oh my God, we are being required to stay at home, but rather, okay, we're home. What can we do that is different that we would not have otherwise been able to do? So one of the things that we have found that, you know, children are not running around all day long anymore, that they have this activity, that activity, this sport, all that. They are actually relaxing more, especially the older children, that they don't have this pressure. Okay, school's from 9 to 5 and 5 to 7, I have to go for sports, 7 to 8, I have to go for tutors, you know, all that running around has become a little more relaxed. So I think that has helped the mental status. However, some children are having difficulty in dealing with lack of social interaction. Luckily, we have, you know, Zoom, we have WhatsApp, we have FaceTime, we have so many other methods of being able to communicate with other children, the entire social media. So that should be something that is encouraged at this time, though I see the downside of it later, that how are we going to restrict that time once this pandemic is over? As it is, our children are using the texting and the messaging more than they are face-to-face speaking to each other. So it is a challenge. It is a challenge. And finding things for the children to do, in fact, finding things for the family to do together is going to be very important in keeping the mental health up and keeping them engaged in their studies. You know, just because it's online doesn't mean you're on vacation. You still have to have the discipline of sitting and doing your work, paying attention, and not playing on the phone at the same time as your teacher is speaking on the Zoom.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was really helpful. We've been seeing that children are into phones and things, and we can't even stop them because they are into the fact that, Mama, we're studying, we are looking into something, and I
Right.
think it's going to be difficult to take them out of that also to get them to books.
Right.
Thank you, ma'am.
So one of the things I would recommend is that you still place a time limit. So you have time to do your homework and schoolwork. And as parents, you should be checking on the screen to make sure that that's what they're doing. And then they have recreational screen time. So once they're back to school, the educational screen time should be reduced as they'll be in the classrooms. And there's recreational screen time, which we recommend 1 to 2 hours a day max. And recreational screen time would include all of your social media, television, watching a movie, any of that criteria. And then you can, set aside, okay, you want to give 1 hour a day, so that's 7 hours a week. If you want to watch a 3-hour movie, then the rest of the week you only get 4 hours. So that is something the parents and teachers can, really reinforce and get going.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. I hope you got the answer. Yeah. Okay. Next we have Namita ma'am. Yes, please unmute yourself.
Good morning, everyone. Ma'am, how can we handle post-COVID behavior? As the children have not attended school since last 2 years, and the second wave was very dangerous. Most of the families were affected.
Right.
There must be some problems in the families. So how can we handle that? If you can just...
So almost all of us have had people in the family who have had the disease or have passed away, unfortunately, from this disease. And I think we should learn from that. There is a lot of support that the children will need because some of them don't understand why this is happening, So helping them understand that this is a different time, this is something that we cannot just sort of ignore. It's just there, it's going to be a part of life. And unfortunately, I don't think even with vaccination, we're going to completely eliminate the disease. Second thing is we are still seeing complications post-COVID months out. So that is something that they will have to handle. And I think a lot of support from teachers and parents is needed. A lot of what we call tender loving care, just being there for them, answering their questions to the best of your ability, and helping them focus on the positives in their life rather than only the negatives. I think it'll be a big challenge, and then to get them to focus in the classroom would be a challenge for you teachers. So, you have to come up with the ideas to keep their attention, maybe starting out with shorter lesson plans, giving a little break, another, piece of the lesson, a little break, just to help them, try and focus. And then gradually that can be expanded in terms of time.
Right. You're absolutely
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your guidance. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Welcome, Mrs. Talwar. Okay, next we have Deepika Banerjee.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, ma'am.
Ma'am,
I would like to ask that during the first two waves of COVID, we saw that very few children were affected by this, and most of the positive cases were adults. So can we be fully assured and confidently say that the children were totally unaffected by this? And if not, what could be the underlying health issues that they may have contracted during this phase?
So there are two things to this. We feel that all the vaccinations that we give children when they are very young keeps their immune system at a heightened level so that they're ready to fight any infection sooner than later. Okay. As we grow older, that distance from the vaccination, that distance from exposure to those diseases, infectious diseases, gets longer. So our immune response is different and it comes later. So yes, children may be exposed, but they're able to fight the virus. However, they can still transmit it to the other people. Okay, hence we're trying to get vaccination. Now we're down to 12 years. I'm hoping pretty soon we'll get it down all the way to 2 years. So if they don't have symptoms, actually, that's pretty good for them. However, the long-term consequences we still don't know because we're starting to see more and more in effects in the children. But it's not very common. That is the good thing. So Even though the number of children infected was low, or shall we say identified infected was low, there were probably more children carrying the virus, but they did not get sick. So we're hoping as immunity in their surrounding population, like your, teenagers and adults are vaccinated, you're protecting the younger ones from getting the infection in the first place. So I think we can be pretty confident that, vaccinating everybody else is going to protect the entire population.
Thank you, Doctor. Yes, you can unmute yourself, Deepika. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Okay, welcome. Next, we have Apurva Rajput. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Ma'am, I just wanted to ask you that as we all know, we are in pandemic situation, and our kids, especially 3 to 4 years old, they have never been to schools also, and
Correct.
the kids are not going to parks, markets, and there is no outdoor exposure for them, and everything is connected virtually, so it is badly affecting their physical growth. So can you please suggest some ways by which we can strengthen their physical growth being at home?
So the good thing is everybody is home, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So it is up to the older children and the adults to interact with the children. Now, this is something, okay, they've never been exposed to markets and outside influences, but children are very resilient. As soon as they're exposed, they're going to pick it up just like that, right?
Yes.
It's like you see good habits and bad habits. Good habits are really hard to get. Bad habits, they pick it up right away. So let's just consider that going out and going to the market and shopping and malls and, game arcades and things is a bad habit right now, right? So we're going to
Yes.
try and do the good habits, teach them to read, teach them to draw, teach them to color, teach them different activities that they can do with adults, talk to them more. And that relationship that you're going to build right now is going to be the foundation of a very close relationship as you grow older and the children get older. Because, before, when everybody was out and about, the amount of time you spent with each other was very small. So I
Yes.
think this will probably have a more positive effect on the youngest children because they're getting more attention one-on-one.
So thank you so much, ma'am, for
You're
your
welcome.
guidance, ma'am.
Yes, we should understand this is not the right time to go outside. And yes, there's a indoor lot of activities that we need to involve. And parents should give proper time, this time. This is the right time to give the proper time. Okay, next we have Neetu Kapoor.
Good morning, all.
Good
Good
morning.
morning, ma'am. My question is, ma'am, is there any immunity booster diet which we can start from now so that our children are less affected in case they get infected?
So in terms of any specific things, not really. You have to give them a good balanced diet, right? You can't give them only pizza and hot dogs and, not not the dal roti sabji. So, if you look at the Indian diets, we have always balanced them very well, right? Now, for example, दाल के संग चावल या रोटी हमेशा खाई जाती है. ये क्यों है? क्योंकि दाल में जो प्रोटीन की कमी है वो रोटी या चावल से कंप्लीट हो जाती है. दाल चावल या रोटी के संग हम सब्जी खाते हैं, दही खाते हैं, सलाद खाते हैं, तो इन सब से फ्रेश विटामिन्स और एंटीऑक्सीडेंट्स वगैरह साथ मिलते हैं. अब भिंडी देख लीजिए, भिंडी में इतने एंटीऑक्सीडेंट्स हैं. दैट इज अ ग्रेट वेजिटेबल टू हैव. आजकल समर भी है तो भिंडी है, परवल है, तोंडली है, इन सब में काफी एंटीऑक्सीडेंट्स रहते हैं. तो अपना मतलब बैलेंस डाइट रखें और बच्चों को घर के अंदर दौड़ने भागने दीजिए, इसके जंप रोप करें, पुशअप पुल अप करें, अपने किसी एक छोटे से स्टूल को लेके अप एंड डाउन सीढ़ियों की तरह करें. वो काफी एक्सरसाइज है. ऑल ऑफ इट पुट टुगेदर विल बी वेरी गुड फॉर देम.
Unmute yourself, Neetu ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am, for the valuable information. We slowly abide by it.
You're most welcome. Yes, next we have Archana Arora ji.
Good morning, everyone present here. Ma'am, my question is that along with the physical health, what I have observed that the children are getting very impulsive because they have been confined to the small place, like inside the
Right.
home. So what should be done that their mental development, their emotional development should not get affected, basically.
So,
Because very
please,
impulsive
please.
all the time, impatient.
I think this is a great time to teach them, patience, to teach them, shall we say, caring, and, all the good things that we want them to learn by setting an example. So, we are also getting tired of being locked up at home, right? So that irritation that we have inside is spilling over into our children as well. So trying to keep ourselves calm and busy, doing activities with them, teaching them new things, teaching them how to control their anger and impulsiveness is going to be very, very helpful for the rest of their lives. So if we let them get away with being angry and impatient now, they will never learn that later on there can be times when they have to wait to do something. They have to listen to the word no. They have to deal with very difficult situations. Especially, I feel our teenagers today are dealing with a lot of pressure from both, older people and younger people. So trying to teach them the good habits now, to be patient, to be gracious, to be caring about other people's problems, it's a great time to teach them that. And I think, the more you calm yourself, maybe do a little bit of yoga, the children see you as an example and they will follow you, right? So the more you do with them one-on-one, I think it'll be really great.
Really, definitely, ma'am. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Very, very.
Doctor is very positive and optimistic. Always give a very positive answer, and she knows how to find out the positive thing out of the negativity. It's very good. Last time I asked the same question, that how this children going to be frustrated, this and that. This is not actually fair. They are enjoying. They are associated with family. We can give the moral, values, ethics, and other things. So that's the beauty of Dr. Smita Tandon. Okay, next we have Ramandeep Kaur. Yes.
Very good morning to all of you. Ma'am, my question is, can mucormycosis affect kids? As I have recently come across many cases of it. And if yes, then what all precautionary measures we all can use for this?
So precaution number one is wearing a mask, right? Because that will filter out a lot of the fungus. A lot of the reason that we are seeing this mucormycosis taking over, I think, is because we were using a lot of dexamethasone or Decadron, which is a steroid that actually suppresses immunity and it reduces the ability to fight. However, it has a very important role for those people who have a lung problem, right? That have asthma, that have, what we call chronic lung disease. So if there is pneumonia, if there is water in the lungs, then you need that. However, you don't need to use Decadron for every patient with COVID. And what this has done is actually suppressing the immunity, allowing the normal bacteria not to grow back, body not to fight. So the ratio of fungus to bacteria has increased. And therefore, we are seeing this infection. Everybody has this fungus in their body, but we are able to keep it low enough in numbers that it doesn't cause disease. But when you get to a situation where you let this fungus grow, you're going to get the disease. So I think the best thing we can do to prevent it is, one, not to use steroids indiscriminately, and number two, to use a mask.
And I think diabetes, the most important cause of this, white fungus, black fungus, and yellow fungus.
Yes, you're right. Control of diabetes is very important because the high sugar allows everything to grow. The bacteria and fungus are having a party in our bodies, right? If your sugar is high. So yeah, well-controlled diabetes is very important to prevent this.
Right, doctor. Next, we have Mona Malhotra. Yes.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. Basically, what I'm observing, ma'am, nowadays, the child, especially my child, as the students and children are more exposed to the phones, to the laptops, it is somehow affecting their mental level. So what can be done? What measure we can take to increase their concentration or any specific diet which help them to settle down quietly, calmly? Because this is a major issue in the, especially in the online classes. So what we can do to increase their concentration? Any
Well,
specific diet or something like that?
as I said earlier, there is no medicine that you can use. You just have to use behavior modification is what we call it. So one is to make sure you're always watching what your children are looking at on their phones. All right. As you know, social media can be very, very deceptive, and very, like little typos when you're looking for something can take you to sites that are not appropriate for children. So you have to keep very close eye on what the children are watching. Make sure you have what they call the nannies, or the parental controls on the on your all your electronics, so that they are not allowed to go to those sites. And number two, make sure they're not talking to strangers. They're only talking to people within your contact circle. Okay, so it's a good idea to check your kids' phones and computers on a regular basis. And then, as I said earlier, just assign time. This is your school time, only schoolwork on the computer. This is your fun time. You can only have fun on this. The rest of the time you have to do other activities. It means a lot of time on the part of the parents, but we hopefully, being home, we have a little more time to spend with our children.
Very true. We have to spend more and more time with the children. I have seen if a husband wife both are working, very difficult. Even IT people, they are working 20 hours continuously for a particular project. So that time children feel neglected. So I mean, sometimes we need to give proper time, and it's not a matter of giving lot of time. It's a matter of quality time. If we are spending 30 minutes, means 30 minutes should be valuable time. We should interact, we should understand what exactly they are looking for, what is the problem they are facing, what is exactly, if they want the ice cream, why don't you go outside? Okay, let's make ice cream at the home only. So these are small precaution we can take. Okay, next we have Jyoti Diwan. Yes.
A very good morning to all of you. Ma'am, my question to you is, what are the symptoms of COVID-19 in children? And if a small child, like an infant, gets affected, how to isolate him or her? As it is very difficult for a child to stay absolutely alone without parents' presence or contact.
Actually, that is not that difficult, because first of all, the child probably came in contact with COVID through an adult in the family. So the very young children, if you as a parent or caregiver is wearing a mask, you're protecting your own child. Breastfeeding moms can safely breastfeed. It is not an issue. Good hand washing, masking, and getting vaccinated as soon as possible is the best way to protect the young child. However, when the children do get sick, it is very hard to distinguish between, because the symptoms are fever, runny nose, cough, vomiting, diarrhea, loss of appetite, but they're not able to tell you that, oh, I have a headache or a body ache. They just become very fussy.
Yes.
So you just have to manage their symptoms. Okay. You don't have to, unless they're having difficulty breathing, where you see their chest is going in and out, or their heart is racing. If they're just lying quietly, not doing anything, those are the dangerous signs. Those are the times when you need to get to a doctor or a hospital sooner than later. The rest of the time, if they have little diarrhea, little vomiting, घर के नुस्खे आप use करें, Crocin वगैरह use करें, that is all you need to do.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
मैम वन मोर थिंग, काढ़ा देना बच्चों को कितना ठीक है, क्योंकि छोटे बच्चे हैं, अभी काढ़ा बहुत चल रहा है, तो आप प्लीज उस पे भी थोड़ा सा.
काढ़ा is not a bad thing. It's actually a very good thing. खासकर उसमें थोड़े तुलसी के पत्ते डाल दीजिए. और based on the size of the child, weight of the child, you can adjust the amount कि उसको 10 milliliter देना है, 30 milliliter देना है, या 60. I don't think 60 ml से ज़्यादा किसी मतलब teenager को देने की ज़रूरत है. And you can use that once or twice a day.
Okay, and what about turmeric milk?
वो भी आप दे सकते हैं. Again, quantity has to be limited. Amount of haldi in the दूध has to be limited based on the age. अब जैसे teenager है, उसको आप 1/4 teaspoon भी डाल सकते हैं, और एकदम छोटे बच्चे के लिए जैसे चुटकी भर, और क्योंकि उसको 30 ml दूध में आप उबालेंगे तो you don't want कि बहुत ही ज़्यादा हल्दी हो जाए, because that is again dangerous. Haldi actually contains steroids, so too much haldi is also not good.
Okay.
वैसे भी हम खाने में अपने हल्दी तो डालते ही हैं, and that is enough, I think, for the day for small children.
Right, right. Okay, next we have Devinder Kaur. Yes, unmute yourself.
Good morning, ma'am. Ma'am, my question is regarding that as I wish that by God's grace it's good that children are at a lower risk, but still if we have to prepare them, can you please suggest some measures that how to boost their immunity? Like, should we go for some medicinal immunity boosters, or only a balanced diet can work?
Actually, I think balanced diet and exercising at home is the best way. ठीक है, ऐसे कोई मतलब कोई खाना नहीं है, कोई ऐसी दवाई नहीं है जिसे हम immunity booster कहें, right? The only ones that we do recommend injections of special kind of medicine is like a child with cancer who is getting chemotherapy. Then they need something else on top of it. But the normal healthy child should, with a healthy diet and enough exercise, should be able to fight off 95% of their infections.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, next we have Garima Taneja.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Ma'am, you were earlier talking about how in chronic lung infection cases, we use steroids to reduce inflammation.
Right.
So, ma'am, is the treatment same in case of younger children also? And what are the implications of using steroids on children?
So steroids, like I said, are they have some very good things, and then they have very bad things, right? Every medicine came from a poison, right? So if you use too much medicine, it becomes a poison. If you use just right, it's a medicine. ठीक है? So उसके हिसाब से there are specific conditions in which steroids in the right doses are needed. Now, for example, a child who has asthma, who needs to use the albuterol treatments on a daily basis, for them, if we give a tiny dose in the form of budesonide, that will help their lungs, because it's going to reduce the bad kind of inflammation without suppressing the good bacteria, right? But now if that child, if you give a lot of high dose steroids, is going to have a problem. Usko weight gain hoega, uska adrenal system effect hota hai. There's a lot of side effects for these. Okay? So it has to be used very carefully and under direction of the doctors. I know in India they tend to use a little bit more freely, but you just have to be careful that the dosage is right. And typically for children, we don't say to use long-term steroids. For most illnesses, maximum 5 days. Okay, the rest of it, if it is a disease that does need steroids, that's different. Like for example, when we treat cancer, we use the steroids every day. We have to, right? So it just depends on the condition, but for simple lung infections, a whole lot of it is not required.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Next, Ankita Chauhan.
Good morning, ma'am. Now, my question is that nowadays it is being planned to give the vaccination to children below 18. So, is it safe to provide vaccination to children like toddlers or 5-year children, 6-year children, as many side effects or bad symptoms has been seen in adults also? So, can we give safe vaccination to the children?
So are you referring to the normal vaccines like polio and DTP, or are you referring to COVID?
COVID vaccines.
So COVID vaccine right now has not been tested in anyone below the age of 12 years. Okay, so below 12 years, we are not recommending the vaccine at all. We are recommending that the family who has 12 years plus everybody in the household that's 12 plus should get the vaccine. Okay. The vaccine side effects that we are seeing are very, very small. In fact, they are at a lower rate than what we see with the other vaccines that are around. Okay. So until and unless we test it in the younger children, we are not going to give it. We only will recommend it for 12 and under once we know it is safe.
Okay.
So 12 and over must get vaccinated. Under 12 don't need the vaccine because everybody else around them is going to protect them.
Right. And natural immunity will definitely take care of those.
Yes.
Second, one more thing is that till the time research going on, nobody can say any specific reason or any specific medicine or injection right now. So I mean, a lot of things taking place. Earlier we was taking, and next we have Kirti Tripathi.
A very good morning to all of you present here. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
My question to you is, like COVID-19, as we have seen, has made the mobile phones nowadays a necessity. It has
Right.
become part and parcel of our life. And what we actually see is that it has led to the addiction of not only the children, but also the elder members of our family. In turn, it has led to the disturbance in the sleep hygiene. So I would just like you to answer what would be the vital, ways to address this issue, the solutions to address this issue.
So the best way is actually discipline. Like I said earlier, you have to set aside time for schoolwork because unfortunately now everything is online. Number two, recreation time has to be limited. Number three, no electronics 1 to 1.5 hours before bedtime. So whenever you're going to go to sleep before that, that means no TV, no texting, no Facebook, no social media, none of that.
Right.
Last 1 hour actually is perfect. You teach them to read, to listen to music, to do some, puja. You can do, Hanuman Chalisa, something, right? Other than looking at a screen. We're also noticing a lot of bad eyesight because of constantly staring at the screen.
Right.
Giving breaks to yourself is very important. Blinking a lot, because when you're staring at a screen, you forget to blink. So even when watching TV, our eyes are wide open. So just make sure everybody blinks. And the other thing I would say is every 15 to 30 minutes, just cover your eyes, so that it's all completely dark around your eyes, and blink your eyes several times in there. It gives rest to the eyes and helps.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Okay, welcome. Yes, before 5 days back, there was a one eyes session, and the same thing she was telling, ki after 20 minutes, you need to take at least 2 minutes break so that you can take care of your eyes. And this time, I'm understanding many children, they are using a screen more than 8 hours. So it's quite difficult. Anyway, next we have Tajinder Kaur.
Good morning, all present. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Ma'am, as you have already suggested ways to deal with post-COVID stress by encouraging optimistic outlook and recreational activities, can you please suggest some ways through which we can help children who have recovered from COVID-19? Because this is their growing age and they do experience a significant drop in their stamina in terms of their physical health. So how to get them back into shape?
Right. So this is not like an instant thing that's going to happen. COVID, as you know, adults who have suffered from it, it takes us a long time to recover our strength and our health. Children do recover much faster. Good diet, good exercise, and letting them increase that exercise at their pace. So you can judge, not letting them sit on the TV or the screen all the time, but encouraging them to do little things at home. So like even, walking from one room to the other, or walking around the room, or playing a game of, catch me, running around furniture, things like that, slowly will build up their resistance. And of course, good balanced diet is very important. It just needs time. It just needs time.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. everybody is worried about their children because every news channel, newspaper talking about third strain, okay, this will take place, this and that.
Right.
Because we people can, manage ourselves, but, with the children, definitely people are very much worried. Okay, next we have Redimi. Yes, your name is not there. Sir, please unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. I think he's not able to. Yes, Ananya Potarji. Okay, Ananya. Okay.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am. Ma'am, actually, I just want to know that as we as the children have left day off to take for 2 years, so can we take them out in a early morning hours in a past like?
मैम आपकी आवाज ना बिल्कुल क्लियर नहीं आ रही है.
आई थिंक व्हाट आप जो पूछ रहे हैं कि सुबह में या किसी टाइम बच्चों को बाहर पार्क वगैरह में ले जा सकते हैं. आंसर इज यस, एज लॉन्ग एज एवरीबडी इज मास्किंग, even outdoors, because the rate of infection is so high that we don't want any exposure.
Yes, with the precaution.
With precaution, you can take them for open air is okay. Going out to a balcony or a terrace is okay, as long as there's not a large group of people around you. And of course, always wear a mask.
Right. But doctor, actually India में ऐसी condition भी है कि एक ही society में 300 cases हैं, 200 cases हैं. So that time going outside quite difficult because of the population, we cannot allow.
You can, as long as you can go, keeping your distance, right? 6 feet of distance between your family and the next. As long as everybody is cognizant of that fact and respects that distance, it is fairly safe in open air.
Right. Okay.
And fresh air is always very good for health. So
very, very good. Even we should plan, because coming this 5th June plant day or a natural, natural thing should be there. So next we have a question from Disha Seth. Yes, please unmute yourself. Yes. If you have any question, you can raise your hand, because doctor here to solve all the issues, all the doubt and problem. Okay. Yes.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Ma'am, my query is, are obese or overweight children, they will be more exposed to COVID as compared to the normal children?
Actually, it's not that they're more susceptible to the COVID. It is if they're overweight and not exercising, their respiratory, movement is less. So yes, and then there are other complications with being overweight as a child, right? You're liable to get diabetes and hypertension and acanthosis and so forth at a much younger age. So that's why we're seeing all this rapid weight gain last year. We're seeing a lot of new diabetic teenagers. So for obesity, the best thing you can do is go on diet and an exercise program, so you can control the weight. That is the best way to prevent you from being at a higher risk.
But ma'am, I think like children are sitting all day at home, so they feel more hungry now as compared to previous times. And
actually, it's not that they're more hungry, it's they're bored, and the eating is one activity that they can do. So, providing them alternatives and saying, okay, khana itne baje milega. In between, if you get hungry, you have to, pani pee lo, kuch kar lo, bhag daud karo. Keep them busy in between so that they're not bored enough to ask for food.
True. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Yes. Overweight, Dr. Smita, this is a main problem everywhere in India. And people start doing yoga and they are thinking, okay, we should reduce the weight. But balanced diet, very important. If you are thinking about reducing your weight, you should very much take care of, your health, your supplements, and the kind of food you are taking.
Actually, an easy recipe, right, to lose weight. Just reduce the quantity of food you're eating by 25%. So whatever you put on your plate, you divide that into 4, take out one part, and you eat the other 3 parts. For children, it is very difficult to tell them don't eat this and don't eat that, because then they want it even more, right? And then they'll eat large quantities of it. So if they want ice cream, you take out a scoop, cut that into 4, give them 3/4 of a scoop. And that alone for everything throughout the day will help you lose weight. Actually, it's true for adults as well.
Right. And even they are consuming less water. Actually, we know how to eat and what to eat, but we don't know how to drink a water actually. And, my observation, even my child, she is using, very less water in a day. So we have to take care about the water consumption also.
Definitely. And a little other trick, if you drink about 200 ml of water before a meal, when you're trying to lose weight, you will naturally eat less and lose a little more weight. So 200 ml of water before each meal if you're trying to lose weight.
And what about liquid warm water, doctor? Because
whether it's warm or cold is immaterial as long as it is water.
Okay. Okay. Next we have Sonia Sharma. Ji.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning to all. My question is there a risk of reinfection in children?
We have not seen it in children under, I would say, 14. But the older children, we have had a few that have come back positive twice. Or some of them claim to have had the disease at once, and then they're saying, okay, we had it again and we are positive. But they're very few. So we're not sure if the first time their exposure was small and then they were exposed to a large amount of virus. A lot of people believe once they've had COVID, they're never going to get it again. But we also know the variants are now there, and you may have had variant 1 and now you're exposed to variant 2, and so you got it again because you're not immune to variant 2 yet.
Even after taking 2 days of vaccination, the same situation taking
We
place.
have seen it in a few patients, yes.
Yes. The one of the best example for that is Dr. KK Agrawal. Okay, next we have Ankita Sharma.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
मैम जैसे हम लोग जब हमें कोविड होता है तो हमें कहते हैं कि आइसोलेट हो जाना चाहिए, लेकिन जो 6-7 इयर्स ओल्ड के बच्चे होते हैं तो क्या उन्हें आइसोलेशन में
नहीं, जैसा मैंने कहा कि छोटे बच्चों को आइसोलेट करना मुश्किल है, इसलिए अडल्ट्स को अपने आप को प्रोटेक्ट मतलब औरों के प्रोटेक्शन के लिए मास्क पहन लेना चाहिए कि वो ट्रांसमिट नहीं करें। और जहां तक हो सके मतलब हाथ धोएं और पास बैठ के ना खेलें, थोड़े दूर दूर से खेल सकते हैं, क्योंकि बच्चों को दूर रखना बहुत मुश्किल है।
वही क्योंकि हम खुद को कर सकते हैं, बट बच्चों को अपने से दूर रखना बहुत मुश्किल हो जाता है।
हाँ, तो इसीलिए वो आप मास्क लगा लें, हाथ धोएं अपने, और अगर खांसी वगैरह है, हाथ पे आई है, तो पहले हाथ धोएं, उसके बाद बच्चे के संग आप रह सकते हैं। क्योंकि अनफॉर्चुनेटली अगर घर में आया है कोविड तो सभी लोग एक्सपोज हो चुके हैं।
यस मैम, थैंक यू मैम।
वेलकम।
डॉक्टर, मैं नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन लूं उससे पहले मेरा जो एक कंसर्न है कि बहुत सारी फैमिलीज में मिसहैपनिंग हुई है, बच्चों ने बहुत पेन देखा है सामने से, मतलब पेरेंट्स को देखा है, और बहुत ही मुश्किल टाइम है। आई थिंक आप समझ सकते हैं क्योंकि अमेरिका में भी ये इस तरीके की सिचुएशन रही है। उस ट्रॉमा से, उस मेंटल स्ट्रेस से बच्चों को कैसे निकाला जाए? बिकॉज वो बहुत अटैच होते हैं अपने ग्रैंडपा ग्रैंडमा से या मदर फादर से, और फैमिली में जितने भी मेंबर हैं, क्योंकि बच्चे कहते भी हैं भगवान का रूप होते हैं। तो मैं मेंटल हेल्थ पे भी चाहूंगी कि आप थोड़ा सा हमें सजेस्ट करें।
हाँ, तो ये भी एक आर्ट है, राइट? क्योंकि वैसे हम हिंदुस्तानियों के लिए तो बहुत आसान है, क्योंकि हम ये बिलीव करते हैं कि हमारी आत्मा हमेशा जिंदा रहती है, राइट? तो हम मर के गायब नहीं हो जाएंगे, कहीं ना कहीं दोबारा वापस आएंगे। तो ये जो फिलॉसफी हमारी है रिलीजन की, इससे बहुत मतलब इट इज ईजियर टू एक्सप्लेन टू द चाइल्ड कि उनका समय था, तो समय समय पे जिनका समय आता है वो खत्म हो जाता है। तो हम लोग के लिए जो मौत है वो इतनी डरावनी नहीं है जितनी जैसे क्रिश्चियंस या मुस्लिम्स के लिए है कि एक बार मर गए तो बस मर गए, उनकी आत्मा है कहीं पर वो दोबारा वापस नहीं आने वाली है, राइट? सो कुछ हम अपना रिलीजन लें, कुछ उनको एक्सप्लेन करें कि भाई इट इज अ साइकिल ऑफ लाइफ आफ्टर ऑल. और I think there's a very nice Disney movie, Lion King, right? उसमें काफी उन्होंने बताया the cycle of life. So explaining to them that this is a part of life, loss, gain, it is going to happen throughout your life, and to explain that it can be taken step by step. Yes, it's okay to be sad, it's okay to cry, but think about the happy times you had with the person who passed away and keep them alive in your heart and mind. And I think that comes very easy to the child because they have a good imagination.
Very
I
good.
mean, it's a simple सी चीज है, but you know there is a lot more involved, but it's a long lecture.
यस यस बहुत अच्छे से आपने एक्सप्लेन किया. इसमें मैं एक एग्जांपल भी ऐड करना चाहूंगी. अभी कोविड में ही एक मेरे जानकार थे, उनके फादर की जब डेथ हुई तो वो वहां कुछ नहीं कर पाए. एंड यू वॉन्ट बिलीव इट, क्योंकि उन्होंने बहुत प्रॉब्लम फेस की थी कि फूड नहीं मिल पा रहा था. तो उन्होंने पूरे लॉकडाउन में और ये जो टाइम था फैमिली में जाकर जहाँ प्रॉब्लम थी उनको हेल्प की. तो वो मुझे एक दिन कॉल करके कहते हैं कि डॉक्टर सपना मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा, क्योंकि मैं अपने फादर का शायद वो नहीं कर पाया, लेकिन जब मैंने और लोगों की हेल्प करी तो मुझे एक सेटिस्फेक्शन फील हुआ. तो एक पॉजिटिविटी के साथ में भी हम बच्चों को थोड़ा सजेस्ट कर सकते हैं, और ये हमारे अंदर भी होता है. जब हम अच्छा करते हैं तो हमें एक अच्छी फीलिंग होती है, एक पॉजिटिविटी आती है, और वो पॉजिटिविटी हमें मुश्किल समय में आगे बढ़ने का हौसला भी देती है, ताकत भी देती है और हिम्मत भी देती है.
ये आपने बहुत बढ़िया बात कही, बहुत बढ़िया सच्ची में.
थैंक यू डॉक्टर, थैंक यू. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन ले लेते हैं. वंदना नागर जी बहुत देर से वेट कर रही है. जी.
Very good morning to all of you.
Good morning.
First of all, I would like to address the text from our principal ma'am, as she is a host, so she cannot raise her hand. So kindly make some arrangements so that she can also raise hand and put her question.
Okay.
Coming back to my question, now because of this whole pandemic situation, this lockdown, our children are not very socially interactive. So how to make sure that our child is socially developing? Because I think somewhere the social development is hindering in our child because of this pandemic, because of this lockdown. So how can we make sure that our child is socially developing? Because that is also a very important dimension of the development of the child.
It is important, but it is not the only dimension. And social development actually begins at home with the parents and siblings. So as long as the child is interacting with you, is seeing your interactions with other people, they will mimic that. So the fact that they're not socialized right now when they go out is, I think, something that we can put aside, because for even the shyest child, right? Once you take them out after a minute, 2 minutes, 10 minutes, they start interacting. Normally also a child that is taken into a new situation will be very quiet and very passive to start. And as time goes on, as they get used to you, they will open up. A simple example would be a baby coming into my office, right? They don't know me. And as it is, parents are a little anxious. Okay, we're going to the doctor. So when they first bring the child in, the child is very quiet, doesn't want to talk, is crying, maybe clinging to mom. But after a few minutes, when I've been talking to the parents, they're used to my voice, they're used to my presence in the room. Then they turn around and look. Who is this person who's talking, and who is this one talking to my mom? I also want to be a part of it. So that is something that will come with time. I don't think we need to be super worried about their social skills, because they're developing some online and they're mostly developing what they see at home. So whatever your attitude is to, to family members, to whoever is in the household with you, will be what will be imitated by the child. And I think socialization is not a problem, because, घर से बच्चा स्कूल जाता है, फट से दोस्ती हो जाती है. I think you know that. When they change schools, they find new friends. So they adapt very quickly. It's adults who take time to, adjust to new situations. I think children adapt very quickly to what they have.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So, I mean, the next question, yeah, Gyanvi. Yes. Gyanvi. Okay. Unmute yourself, Gyanvi. Okay, she's unable to do it. Might be some network issue. Okay, without any late, now I would like to call, Veena Mishra ma'am. She's the principal of this school. You came to know the kind of intellectual people with us, the way she is working as an administration, as a management, as a coordinator, as a planner. I really hats off her. And without any late, I would like to call her Veena ma'am. Please ask your question. And she has a lot of experience, wonderful teacher, wonderful principal. Okay, Veena ma'am, please unmute yourself.
Thank you, Sapna ma'am, for, I should say that the words for me. Thank you so much. Namaskar, Smita ma'am. Through this platform, as Dr. Sapna Bansal has told that we are on FB, I just would like to salute all the doctors, not only from India, from all around the world, for their commendable work, or I should say that incredible work. Thank you so much from my, and please accept our gratitude that you people have done an incredible job. Because I was in the contact of the few of the doctors, and I have seen them such a calm, cool personalities, and they said that we are going in a depression because we have not seen these many deaths in a day together. We are meant to have seen the people giving bye-bye to happy people that they recovered and they're leaving the hospital. Their recovery always gives them a happiness. And when they found themselves that helpless, that number of deaths in a day. So that's what I see. Doctors are always a very respectful people, or I should say, always for me, it's a very, I don't have words for them. But yes, after this situation, when I have seen them personally, that with what mental trauma they have gone through. So that's what I'm giving them a salute. That thank you so much for incredible work what you have done. Now coming to that point, we had I was listening your conversation throughout that. What I have concluded that we are very much worried about the third wave. We are very much worried about our बच्चों. हमारे बच्चे तो सेफ हैं अगर हम एडल्ट सारे वैक्सीन ले. So we need not to worried about that. कि बच्चों की वैक्सीन आई कि नहीं, बच्चों को लगी कि नहीं, बच्चों को लगनी चाहिए या नहीं. Finish off all those. Keep these things aside. First of all the adults, if you get vaccinated, our children are safe. They are actually they are the people. उनको तो हमने लॉक इन की में रखा हुआ है. Don't come out, please, poor children. They are like a frightened rabbit. They're sitting inside the house and we are making them scared. इसके बाद fungus भी आ गई, सब कुछ आ गया. Though we have seen a lot of fungus in our house, but when one teacher was talking about that black fungus, you all must have observed on an onion. और उसको भी हम छील के फंगस वाली अनियन को उसको भी चॉप करके बना देते हैं. Then we were not worried. Now we are very much worried. So the thing is that poor children, they are locked. We are the adults who are going out and bringing the infection for them. So first, we need to get vaccinated if we want to save our children. That is what I have concluded after this all conversation. Ma'am, my one thing is that there is a taboo about the vaccination. In India, basically, I'm talking. So one thing just I would like to share with you through this platform. I have taken both the vaccine. I have developed with very good, I should say in a layman language, as the person has told me, that good number of antibodies. So it says that 289 unit per ml. So what does it mean? That is my first question. And the second question is this: how long this vaccine is going to work? though I read a lot.
आपने ये जो दूसरा सवाल किया है ना, उसका जवाब मेरे पास नहीं है, ना किसी अभी किसी के पास नहीं है। ये जो बीमारी है इतनी नई है और रोज इसमें नई इंफॉर्मेशन आ रही है। तो कितने दिन लास्ट करेगी ये किसी को नहीं पता है, ठीक है। और जो जहां तक नंबर का सवाल है, जस्ट थिंक ऑफ इट पॉजिटिव एंड नेगेटिव, ठीक है। अगर एंटीबॉडी आपने नहीं बनाई तो यू आर एट रिस्क। इफ यू हैव एंटीबॉडी it is a good thing. Acha, the body works ki when initially you have the vaccine and you respond well to it, your antibody levels will be very high. Then this production of antibodies goes into what we call a memory cell.
Okay.
So the blood level will come down, but it doesn't mean that your body has forgotten. It never forgets. So anytime you're exposed to it, it will produce the antibody almost right away. That is the purpose of the vaccine, that you have immediate access.
So that I got answer. Actually, I got antibody tested to know the answer that how long this vaccine is going to work. But now I'm clear. Once it has gone in the memory, then definitely whenever I'll come in a contact, it may work. So I need not to worry. Actually, I was planning that after every 6 months, I will check my antibodies and keep a track of this vaccine. How does it work? So
you should join a study. You should join the study that we're trying to do to see how long it does.
I'm reading a lot the research paper in all around the world about all those what is happening. And then since my husband is working in a health department, he's heading the health department, so I was in a contact of many doctors and patients, so I have observed them closely. So what is going on? So as a doctors, you people have given the treatment. So what about the medicines you are talking? Is one thing which is not I cannot do, but yes, the other things, the basic things I have come to know. So on the basis of that, the research paper, I can understand at least the research paper they are there. So what I have concluded, the vaccine is very, very important. What despite of that, what is the name of the vaccine? That is also another misconception in India, I can say. And वो होती है हमारी टेंडेंसी है कि जो नहीं है वही बढ़िया है, जो है वो बिल्कुल बेकार है. So that is the thing. Thank you so much, Sapna ma'am. It was a very, I should say, eye-opener session. And now I'm confident I'll make sure that I'll try my level best that each of the parent of our school and the teacher, each one they have to have the vaccine if we want to save our children.
I think that's fantastic. Fantastic, ma'am. I think what you should do is have a vaccination clinic in the school for the parents, through health department, and not just your school, every school in the country.
Sorry, I'm disturbing you, but with the collaboration of Max Hospital, we have already started. So today is the first thing, our drive-through vaccination is going on in the school. So it's already started today morning. And it's going for the 10 days. So we'll motivate that to take maximum people to take this, so that, and one more thing, what is that about the third wave? Is it because I have not heard about the third wave in any part of the world?
It's actually, it depends on what you call the wave. So in the US, we had the initial wave that came, and then there were holidays in which people ignored the order to stay apart. So you got a second wave, and then there was another holiday, there was a third wave. So, that is the nature of the disease, any disease. It comes and goes, right? Like the flu, for example. In the summer, it goes away. Every winter, it comes back, right? So we're thinking SARS will probably behave like that. And it does, because the transmission was so acute that, it had to come and go. So the lockdowns actually reduced the number. When the numbers reduced, now that the vaccination is there, hopefully, you reduce the spread, increase the vaccination, and then you will not get the wave. So, you'll still get a few cases, but it won't be a big jump like we were seeing before.
Thank you so much, Sapna ma'am. Thank you so much, Smita ma'am. It was a great session. I think so. Teachers, you must be agree. You can tell me that, was it fruitful for you? I heard from the first question to the last question, everyone was worried about the bachas, but the solution was only. And what you were talking about the behavior, ma'am, I have seen the personally on myself that I also became a very irritative person. Though I'm cool, calm, I used to enjoy, but the staying at home had made me very irritative. And and my family was also shocked ki how come sudden change in the behavior. But the what I have learned from it, what all have you suggested, bachas are very quick, they adapt very fast, so we need not to worried about them. The moment you open the school, 2 days they will cry, third day they will, everything will be set. And for the adults, first day only they'll be very happy to come to the school, and they'll come out from that shock what they have faced. So they are fed up with the screen. What we were talking, no, screen. Earlier they were very much worried about that. They were very happy that we got screen, but now they are fed up with the screen. They want to come to the school. They have learned the importance of the physical presence. And once I was talking to the student, he said, "Ma'am, school khol dijiye. I am fed up. मम्मी ने रोज भिंडी और तुरई लौकी बना देती, एटलीस्ट हम स्कूल जाएंगे तो टिफिन में कुछ तो नया मिलेगा। तो रोज वही तुरई और लौकी और भिंडी खा के हम बोर हो चुके हैं। So that's what they are also eagerly waiting. And the children are they are the ones, if you direct them कि आपका मास्क नीचे नहीं आना चाहिए, मजाल है वो 1 मिलीमीटर खसक जाए। They are we people who pull and push up our mask, but they are very particular. Once it is done, they will follow. Wash the hands, they will follow. So we need not to worry about them, but rather to save them, we need to get vaccinated ourselves. We need to take more precaution. We need to wear mask. That's what you have told throughout that. And mental to bhool hi jao. Once the school is open, within 2 days the things will be normal.
Thank you, Veena ma'am. You are saying absolutely right. इसीलिए ही कहा जाता है कि बच्चे भगवान का रूप है, क्योंकि वो भगवान की तरह सब कुछ क्षमा करना भी जानते हैं और हर चीज को एक्सेप्ट करना भी जानते हैं। मैं बिना किसी लेट के, हमारे साथ में निधि पंचाल मैम है जो कि डायरेक्टर हैं। मैं चाहूंगी कि वो भी 2 शब्द बोलें नेशनल विक्टर पब्लिक स्कूल के, और इसकी काफी सारी ब्रांचेस हैं। तो निधि मैम हमारे साथ हैं, प्लीज आप भी 2 शब्द बोलिए। जी निधि मैम, ओवर टू यू।
Thank you, Sapna. Namaskar, ma'am. Namaskar, doctor. Actually, this question is about me. I had already taken the first dose of Covishield, but then I was diagnosed with the COVID-19 before the second dose. So next, when I go to the get vaccination done, do I get the first dose again or the second dose?
So first dose is no longer needed. You'll just need your second dose. You just need to, once your symptoms are completely gone, you should wait about, it used to be 3 weeks, then it came up to 6 weeks, so somewhere between 6 and 12 weeks after your illness is over, you can go and get your second dose.
Okay, thank you, doctor. And I'm feeling a very weakness in my side.
Yeah, that takes time. That takes time. Rest and
should I get the any test again? Or there is no need to?
If you have no symptoms, there is no need, because we know this fatigue is long term. It can take a few months to actually come back to normal. So like I had a very dear friend of mine that he's a doctor and he was very, very sick. And it's been almost a year and he still is not back to normal. The level of activity that we used to be able to do, So before we could take care of 40 patients a day, now he's doing 30 patients a day. But it comes back. It takes time.
Okay, thank you, doctor. And welcome again to our school and your precious words for our parents and for our teachers.
I have to say hats off to all you teachers, because as soon as you open the schools, you're going to be having a big responsibility of retraining the children, I should say. But really, and I think as educators, you have a perfect platform. Teach your children to teach their parents to do the right thing.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. हाँ जी वीना मैम.
Actually, Dr. Smita, we are waiting for the schools to open because that building without the kids doesn't look nice. We are the people who enjoy that noise, so-called noise for the others, but for us, that is a life. So we are missing that. वो जो so called लोगों के लिए शोर होता है, लेकिन हमारे लिए तो वही लाइफ है. So from past 2 years हम वो चीज मिस कर रहे हैं. वो मिस कर रहे हैं बच्चों की लड़ाइयाँ, वो मिस कर रहे हैं शिकायतें, है ना, जो
और शरारतें.
हाँ वही तो कह रही, वो शरारतें, वो शिकायतें, है ना, और वो डिमांड्स की हमें यहाँ ट्रिप पर जाना है, हमें वहाँ, और वो एक लंच ब्रेक में जो मजा होता था ना. आई एम अ पर्सन हु यूज्ड टू एंजॉय ऑल द एक्टिविटीज, कि वो खेल रहे हैं तो क्या शैतानियां चल रही हैं, खा रहे हैं तो क्या चल रही है, एंड ऑल द बॉयज एंड गर्ल्स व्हाट आर दे टॉकिंग इन द कॉर्नर्स. सो यूज्ड टू एंजॉय. आई एम मिसिंग ऑल दोस थिंग्स. वो बिल्डिंग ना, उसमें अच्छा ही नहीं लगता जाने के लिए. सो
कोई बात नहीं, जल्दी फिर बढ़ जाएगी.
आई जस्ट आपके मुंह में घी शक्कर की वो फिर से वो लाइफ उस स्कूल में वापस आ जाए.
आई एम श्योर इट विल कम सून.
जी थैंक यू वेरी मच. बहुत ही प्यारा सेशन रहा. और सच में एक टीचर की जो लाइफ होती है ना, वो चिल्ड्रन से होती है. अब मैं दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी में पढ़ा रही हूँ, ऑनलाइन क्लासेस चल रही हैं, बट जब तक वो इंटरेक्शन नहीं होता ना, वो जिंदगी नहीं मिलती. हम लोग जिंदा हैं और हम अपने बच्चों से, अपने आसपास के लोगों से ही मिलकर बहुत खुश होते हैं. तो चलिए कार्यक्रम को अब समापन की ओर लेकर जाते हैं. हमें पता है कि डॉक्टर स्मिता टंडन को हमेशा सुनना बहुत ही अच्छा लगता है और हमेशा ये लगता है कि वो हमारी फैमिली की मेंबर है. वीना जोशी मैम का भी मैं बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करना चाहूंगी. वीना मिश्रा जी जो कि प्रिंसिपल हैं नेशनल विक्टर स्कूल की, आपको भी बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. निधि जी आपको भी बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद हमें ये अपॉर्चुनिटी देने के लिए. और नो डाउट डॉक्टर स्मिता टंडन, वो तो मेरे दिल से बहुत सारा आपको थैंक यू भी है, बहुत सारी दुआएं भी हैं और बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. तो अब मैं चाहूंगी कि कार्यक्रम के समापन के लिए मैं प्रदीप जी को आमंत्रित करना चाहूंगी कि प्रार्थना के साथ में इस कार्यक्रम का हम.
Sorry, just Dr. Sapna, I'll just disturb you. Smita ma'am, where are you basically located in the US?
I'm in the city called Huntington Beach, which is very close to Los Angeles.
Los Angeles. Because actually, right now, from past 2 years, I'm not. Otherwise, for the Odyssey of the Mind, we used to travel in Iowa and Michigan. So very I was used to travel for these 2 universities frequently since 2011. So anytime in a life, I'll be there. I just would like to meet you.
Someday. That would be lovely.
Yes.
That would be lovely.
Pradeep, you can.
ओके प्रदीप जी.
चलिए इस सभा की समाप्ति की ओर चलते हैं. शांति पाठ के अनुसार हम सभा की समाप्ति करेंगे. सभी आंखें बंद करके शांति पाठ कीजिए. ओम ध्यो शांतिरंतरिक्षगं शांतिः पृथिवी शांतिरापः शांतिरोषधयः शांतिः वनस्पतयः शांतिर्विश्वे देवाः शांति ब्रह्म शांतिः सर्वगं शांतिः शांतिरेव शांतिः क्षमा शांतिरेधि. ओम शांतिः शांतिः शांतिः. ओम इति शांति.
ओम शांति. पुनः सभी को धन्यवाद. संजय पंचाल जी, निधि जी, वेद प्रकाश जी, सभी को धन्यवाद.
Thank you.